Hello friends, myself Professor Jai Tandel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to learn about power semiconductor devices. In lecture number 1 we already discussed about basic about of all power converters, definitions of power electronic as per the IEEE standard and as per the PCSAN as well as MDC. We already discussed about a teaching scheme of power electronics converter and its application, as well as basic introduction of individual chapters. So these are the lecture from module 1, power semiconductor devices. So first of all, what is semiconductor? Semiconductor means it is sometime conducting, sometime not conducting, and that conducting and not conducting, that is depending upon whatever the programming which is did on microcontroller, because this all among all 3 terminal devices are operated through the means controlled through the microcontroller devices, which is called as a gate pulses, simple word. Some are the 2 terminal devices which does not require the controller programming, because they are a unidirectional devices which is allow the current which is flow on forward direction only, that is called as uncontrolled devices. So that is the meaning of semiconductor. And power, we are ultimately doing that with the help of these devices in the converter, we are ultimately control the power. So that's why power, that is word, semiconductor, as I told you already, and combine of that is make some device, that is called converter actually. So converter in which the main role of some devices is. So today we are discuss that devices and its role. So actually semiconductor are broadly classified into 3 category. First is the power diode, as I told you, it's a 2 terminal uncontrolled devices, which is a unidirectional device which allow the current in forward direction only. They are not allow the current in reverse direction. It's simple PN junction. Another is a power transistor. So the devices which having a T on T as a last word, that is called as a transistors, like BJT, bipolar junction transistor, T, MOSFET, metal oxide field effect transistor, insulated gate bipolar junction transistor, IGBT, and SIT. So these are the 4 are the power transistors which is highly operated at frequency. Another most important, that is a thyristor family. So silicon controlled rectifier is most probably used in the converter, mostly used. So these are the types according to applications too. They are some of are voltage control based, some of are the current control based. So thyristor in which silicon controlled rectifier, SCR, triac, that is nothing but a SCR which is connected anti-parallel with common gate terminal. Gate turn off thyristor, that is called as a GTO, SITH and MCT. So as these are the main topic according to the syllabus that we are trying to discuss. So now characteristics, we can understand the switch by the characteristics. As I told you on beginning, we know the mechanical switches which is turn on and off manually, right? So we try to understand the characteristics first of the manual switch, then after understand the IV characteristics of different devices. Uh, when switch is open, we can say there is no current which is flow from input to output side, but obviously because the voltage drop across that switch is very high and current through that switch is 0. So, ultimately output power is 0. That is case number 1, or we can say case A. In case B, you can see when switch is off means current is allow the current from input side to output side, right. So, voltage appear across the switch, that is very less, not 0 but very less. So, current is flowing which is very high or according to the ratings of that load devices or source devices. So, IV characteristics, that is nothing but a current versus voltage characteristics. You can see on V axis and I axis, right. It is a cordon operation, you can see, and first cordon you can see in some, when the current is some high, that is on mode, when the voltage is high, that is off mode, right. So, that is a control range between that. If switch that is in reverse, so we are getting a third cordon operation, you see that. So, we use a power devices as a switch in converter. So, these are the mechanical switch. Likewise, we have a switch which having a 3 terminals sometime use a 2 terminal devices. Generally 2 terminal devices are called as a uncontrolled devices. Now, the property of the ideal switch, we are consider reference as ideal switches, right, and try to understand its characteristics. It's graphically, now it's theoretically. So, when the switch is off means switch is open, remember that as case A in the IV characteristics. So, current is 0, so voltage is infinite, right. So, ultimately power is 0. Second case, when switch is on means switch is closed, voltage appear is not exactly 0, we are consider ideal switch, that is why I am writing V is equal to 0. Actually it is not 0, actually there are some voltage across that, but which is very less, negligible. So, the current is infinite, or according to the rating, if suppose 10 ampere source, current will be flow as a 10 ampere, and it is depending upon the load requirement. So, power that will be off power, that is 0, but on power, that is according to the power of the load, because we are ultimately what we are give the power to the particular load, right. That is why I am talking about the load of power. Now, it should be possible to easily turn on the switch, turn on and off. There is option in power semiconductor devices. So, we are consider one switch, suppose anode, cathode and gate, SCR for example. So, current is flow from that anode to cathode. One terminal that is called as a gate. So, that is gate which is allow the current when programmer is design some programming and give the command for particular time, which is in form of gate pulses, which is allow the current from anode to cathode. If there is no gate pulses, there are so many turn on technique of thyristor actually, but we are discuss only the gate triggering method for particular to understand the ideal switch, right. So, when there is no gate, there is no current which is from forward to anode to cathode, right. So, for allowing that current flow, we require gate pulses, which is by means of any. There are nowadays so many options, so many devices, so many converters are by default programming, right. So, there is no need to program anything. If we for requirements of input and output, we put it on that. So, we are available, we have available devices ready-madely, right. It's not a complicated system, it's a very easy system if you know about some programming then. Now, the property of ideal switch, the power is required to keep the switch in particular state, or the switch state means it is on state or off state. State is defined the condition of the switch, right. It should be infinite. It should be able to change the state instantaneously, which implies that T on is equal to 0 and T time means t on time is 0 and t of time is 0. So, ultimately the switching of the power, that is 0. So, these are the some property which is followed by the switches, then and then it is called as ideal switch. It should be able to withstand the infinite temperature. Actually, all the semiconductor devices except two terminal which having a heat sink type arrangement, which is because the switch is continuously on and off, so continuously current will be flow from that, and so voltage appear that will be continuously some high, some low, some high, some low, which is increase the temperatures. We can say which increase the loss, actually I square R loss, that is ultimately heat. So, we require some natural sources of cooling, that is heat sink. So, most probably the converter switch is which is available with the heat sink arrangement. So, it should be able to withstand the infinite temperature, which means that the power handling capacity is infinite. So, pH maximum, that is infinite. It should be able to withstand the infinite value of di by dt during a turn on and infinite value of dV by dt, that is nothing but electromagnetic interference, dV by dt and di by dt. So, rate of change of current per time, that will be change, rate of change of voltage, because we need to on state and off state, we know the current is flowing from the switches, across the switches voltage is less. So, there is a variation as per the time. So, it should be able to withstand the infinite value of current, rate of change of current and voltage, then and then. So, these are some property of ideal switch. Now, practical switches means including some loss. Now, there is no V is equal to 0 during a turn on. When the switch is on, ideal switch having a voltage across is exactly 0, but it is not possible. Actually, there is some loss on that. So, there is some voltage across that. So, due to that reason, you can see over on a V axis, voltage axis, there is some dark line between that, there is some white portion is there, due to the reason of it is like that. Here you can see that white portion, that is a loss. So, ideal switch is not like similar, that there is a current. So, in case of when the switch is off, at that time, off means it is open, there is some leakage current that will be flow from that. That is why this portion of current that will be. So, it is on forwardly on state type, it is also on the third quadrant also. So, these are some power limit, you can see that, which is decide the device's power, right. These are some leakage current on reversely also and leakage voltage of reversely also. So, we are trying to understand the practical switches is little bit different than the ideal switch. It does not follow all the ideal switch properties. There is some loss, we know that there is always some losses in the system. We are whatever that system, we are not say that if we give the 100% input and we are getting 100% output, there is some losses. So, due to that, there is some x and y plot are little bit fluctuate due to the reason of that. Now, classification of power semiconductor devices. Power semiconductor devices are classified basically in three category: uncontrolled type, semi-controlled type and full control type. So, power classifications, that is based on the requirement of turn on and off process. So, uncontrolled, as I told, it is a two terminal devices, it is allow the current in forwardly. For example, is diode. There are different type of diode is available, we discuss further. Now, semiconductor type, that is maybe a bidirectional type, they may be unidirectional type. So, it is continuously trigger type. Trigger means turn on, triggering means some process, we are doing some process to turn on something, that is called as a triggering. So, continuously triggering, pulse triggering, unilateral, bilateral, bipolar voltage blocking, unipolar, bipolar means both direction, unipolar means only one. So, fully and semi, that is a further classified into some category of, this is a triggering category, means how the devices is to be operate, which method through it will be operate. So, according to that, this classification. The unidirectional, there is no classification further because it's unidirectional. So uncontrolled is always unidirectional. Now already I discussed classification of power semiconductor devices, but we give the classification according to the controllability, conduction and blocking. So you can say diode, that is control input is 0, nil control, because it's a 2-terminal device only. So 2 terminal, that will be both are connected, one is positive and other is negative or phase. So there is no other control devices, control terminal are present on diode. That's why diode is called as a unidirectional switch, which allow the current in only forward direction, right? So control input is nil. Controllability, that is uncontrolled. We are not control that device as per our time requirement. There is fixed time with diode, right? Means we connect the anode to cathode terminal of that devices, right? So it allow the current from anode to cathode, right? That is a, you can say controllability is uncontrolled. One, I place the diode between that devices, it allow the forward current. So we cannot control that forward current, but we are arranging the diode arrangement in such a manner, we are making an uncontrolled rectifier in which there is no requirement of control output, but we are use that arrangement of diode for rectification purpose. So we are convert one form of energy to another form, like AC supply, which is converted into DC supply. That will be did by the diode very easily, and which is the simplest method, where we does not require any control output at that time. We require only AC to DC conversion, we use uncontrolled, right? Suppose SCR second, so control input, that is in form of pulse. Pulse means gate pulses, which is by the any method, microcontroller and so many other options available for SCR or other devices, which is base control input as a pulse form. Now controllability can be turn on, suppose 50 hertz cycle, suppose 150 hertz cycle, we choose half cycle, 25 hertz for turn on, 25 hertz for turn off. We can do by, we can also do a 10% of the full cycle to turn on and turn off, that is to be done by SCR. Conduction, that is forward, and we can see it's a bidirectional because it's having a 4 layer PN layer, right? So we can also control the current reversely, so that's why it is called as a, you know, blocking state, that is bipolar, right? When the reverse current which is applied on the thyristor, at that time the layer that make NP, so which is not allow the current from PN, right? So reversely thyristor cannot be operated actually, and if we are further applying the reverse current or voltage across the SCR, so at some particular point of time it will be, there is a breakdown, we can say, so it will be loss of SCR. So laser activated SCR, TRIAC, BJT, so up to SCR, LSCR and TRIAC having a same control strategy, except the conduction time is bilateral only on TRIAC, because TRIAC having a 2 anti-parallel connected thyristor, right? So we can we can control the current on both direction. Now BJT, bipolar, as a name of bipolar junction transistor. So input, control input, that is in form of continuous, right? And controllability, that is full control we can do by BJT, MOSFET, IGBT, SIT, GTO and MCT. So we know that SCR is a current control device, similar gate turn of thyristor, GTO, that is also current controlled, similar other are the voltage control devices. MOSFET having a extinguished characteristic is it can be used for the high frequency operation, like an IGBT same wise, right? So MOSFET and IGBT most probably used on chopper application, which is used to control the DC to DC converter. Now initially we are discuss some IV characteristics of ideal switch. Similar that now we are discuss about step by step of power semiconductor devices characteristics. So first is a static characteristics of the power diode. Static means when it is on steady state condition. What are the on state position? What are the off state positions? What are the condition at which that will be breakdown will be occurs, at which value the breakdown will be occurs, and what are the performance of the switches, means allowing a current across the voltage. What is that? That is called as a static characteristics. Another characteristics, that is a dynamic characteristics. The dynamic characteristics is during the operation of that, what are the performance of the switches after giving a gate pulses and so on. That is called as a dynamic. So these are the two difference between static and dynamic characteristics. So now it is a static characteristics of power diode. As I told you, diode having a two terminal, it's a nothing but a p-n junction. A that is anode and K that is a cathode. So it's a symbolic representation of diode. You can see over here, that is a circuit symbol, right? It's a circuit symbol, anode to cathode. So anode side that is a plus, and the cathode side it is a minus. So current is allowed in p-n junction forwardly, because p means numbers of hole and n means electron. So always the conventional current which is flow from anode to cathode, where the electrons that will be flow in exactly in reverse direction. That is most important point that you have to keep in mind always. So when the current is flowing forwardly, electrons that will flow in reverse direction. The condition is that we need a closed loop circuit, then and then it is possible. Okay. So yeah, in VI characteristics, you can see that it's depend upon the manufacturing and the material. If it is a Schottky diode, then some threshold voltage is 0.7 volt, means after 0.7 there is a breakdown, because see P and N between that some layers are there, that is the depletion layer, right? So when voltage appear is there, across that is high initially, from the starting, from the zero, we can say that the layer of depletion that will be tried to reduced, and it will be allow the electrons from N to P side. So when the electrons is N to P side, it allow the current from A to K side, anode to cathode side. So these are the basic operation of the diode. So you can see over here, after some voltage, that is approximately here is 0.7 voltage, the diode is to be conducted, we can say, in conduction state. Conduction state means it's allow the current from anode to cathode and switch is on, we can say. So you can see after that the current is gradually increase up to the ratings of the sources and load, right? So that mode of operation, that is called as a forward conduction mode. And suppose we give some negative, means we connect the diode reversely, suppose, or we are try to allow the try to make the current from cathode to anode side. So some conditions that will be occurs, like in quadrant number 3, you can see. So when we allow the voltage across that, what will it is no try to, there is no try to flow the reverse current, but as I told you, the it's not an ideal switch, it's a practical switch. So there is some reverse leakage current that will be flow from that. So that's why this, it is not exactly on this V axis, minus V axis, but there is some white portion above that. So that is called as a reverse leakage current. And if we further appear voltage, reverse voltage across the diode, what will happen at some point of, there is a avalanche will be occurs, and avalanche will be occurs means the reverse current is flow from that, means there is a loss of diode actually, because we are not allow the current reverse, that's why we are put at this diode. So if due to the avalanche the reverse current is flow, what will happen? The circuit is damaged, right? It will be also damage the load. So these are the linear approaches. These are the ideal approaches and these are the actual characteristics of power diode. I think you understand very well. Now, what will happen during a reverse recovery? When I allow the current which is flow from the diode stop, I stop that, but still there is some current. You know, this is the time, this is a 0 point, you can see that. So at a point of this, I try to turn off the diode, but so that's why current is gradually decreased. But after 0, there is some current flow due to the diode because of the material characteristics. So that is called as a reverse recovery characteristic. So understanding of this, that is called as a reverse recovery characteristics. So if the reverse recovery characteristics, so diode is actually classified according to that reverse recovery, because reverse recovery is less, that is called as a practical or efficient diode actually. So for protecting because this is nothing but whatever, this is a positive current, after 0 it will be negative current, means that current that will flow in reverse direction. So we are using a diode to not allow the current in reverse direction, but still due to some leakage current or reverse recovery characteristics, due to that some current that will be flow, right. So for protecting that, we are providing a snubber circuit, that is nothing but a parallel combination of resistance and capacitance for to eliminating this actually. So we discuss about what is reverse characteristics and how is to be operated. So its reverse characteristics can be divided into some section. You can say the T1 time, this is T2 time, and this is T3 time. So reverse recovery current, due to that some reverse recovery charge is to be present, that is called the reverse recovery time. That is equation is under root 2 q reverse recovery divided by rate of change of current as per time. So I try to process to turn off the diode from here, means ultimately starting from here. So this is actual time I to turn off the diode, but it is still there is some time, and at the some time after that the diode is turned off. So that make the performance of the converters, that affect the performance of converter. Actually what I want, when I switch is to be off, the current is need to be off at a time, but there is some issues on that. So that's why that nowadays the diode is to be manufactured in such a manner, the reverse recovery time that is very less. We discuss what is that converter and what is it called. Now, important specification of the diode. So first, reverse blocking voltage. These are the term we discuss step by step. What is VRR, what is IF, what is IF RMS, what is IF SM. We discuss, but today I am only just give the name of that. So that is called as a specification of power diode. So when we are purchase or when we are looking a data sheet of the devices, we have to keep this term in mind, because it's all our effect on the performance of diode. And diode is affect performance, means converter performance is to be affected. So reverse blocking voltage, that is called as a VRRM. Forward average current, that is IF in average form. Forward RMS form, that is called as a IF RMS. Surge current rating, that is called as a IF SM. Maximum on state voltage drop. I square R T rating, heat rating. Reverse recovery time. Maximum available junction case temperature, and junction to case to sink the thermal resistance. So these are the parameters that will be must choose in such a manner when we are decide or design a converter. So rectifications for simple rectified design is actually for accurate purpose, that is very difficult actually, but we are in for general purpose, for we are taking some ideal we are randomly purchase a diode. So sometime we are not getting a desired output. The reason is that we are not choosing this value according to our requirement of output. Now power of types of power diode. So diode, as I discussed in IV characteristics, that the diode that will be designed or decide according to the reverse characteristics. So it will be classified also according to the reverse characteristics. So first characteristics, that is IV characteristics, that is a part of standard recovery diode. Second, fast recovery diode. Third, that is Schottky diode, and fourth, that is a silicon carbide diode. Among that, Schottky diode are most probably used in market because it's having a reverse characteristics is very less. Now standard recovery diode, so you can see the TRR time. The standard recovery diode having a TRR is 25 microsecond. See, these are the microsecond time. So it will be, we are not visualized that time or calculated that time actually, because it is in form of microsecond, that is very less, right? But it will be affect on performance. So leakage current in off state in order to few microampere, have a low on state voltage drop that when the switch is off there is some voltage across appear that, but due to some leakage current which is flow there is a drop. So on state voltage drop that is very less. Available with the rating of kilovolt or kiloampere. So it can be standard recovery diode can be operate for the higher rating operation of rectifier. Typically used in rectifier at a frequency of 50 or 60 Hz. Generally in India there is a 50 Hz frequency. Now you can see the standard recovery diode having a TRR time is 25 microsecond, where the fast recovery diode, as I told you, recovery time that is important to reduce. So that is TRR that is less than 5 microsecond. You know, it's quickly fast. So turn on and off is faster compared to a standard recovery time. So typically used to DC converter as in inverter form as a freewheeling diode. We discussed what is freewheeling, which is freewheeling diode is generally connected across the load to when the supply is off at that time, whatever the excessive charge which is present on the load inductive or capacitive form, which is to be neutralized by this freewheeling diode. Now Schottky diode, which having a TRR typically few seconds. On state voltage drop is very less, 0.15 to 0.45 volt. Consume the very low power because the loss is very less. Typically available in voltage range of 50 to 200. So small circuit application we can use this Schottky diode. Generally used in SMPS, switch mode power supply. Silicon carbide, there is a Schottky diode construction, which is a silicon carbide based. So it is an updated model of Schottky. So having a very low power loss, temperature that is a matter with that devices also. So in the silicon carbide that is a greater than 225 degrees centigrade can be withstand by this. So temperature higher withstand capacity can be used for higher power application devices. The switch behavior is independent of on state forward current and the temperature. So that is a good thing. So secondly, it is very expensive as compared to the Schottky diode, so it can be used for specific purpose where the cost is not matter. Silicon carbide diode is used. Now I got some real pictures of the diode which is already utilized nowadays in industry. So some of the diode package. So axial diode, which is a little bit look like diode, which is generally used in rectification purpose. The student are most probably use this for the project purpose. Plastic pack diode, 2 terminals, stud type diodes, stud second type diodes, and disc type diodes. So for high power application this disc type is used. Another application which is real application in transmission and distribution side, that is a stud type diode, which is in nature of like fuse like construction. Another disc type which is used in transmission purpose for rectification. Now as I told you, there is some ready-made rectification diode is ready-made circuit is present. Only we require some input rating and output rating. If we have output rating, which we want to convert that in which form, and what are the ratings of that, we can already purchase ready-made converters. So in which you can see the 200 ampere to 1600 volt available, right? That is a single phase. Now you see that there is an input side on 3 terminal and output side 2 terminal, so it's a 3 phase rectifier. Okay, now in the next lecture we will discuss some more power semiconductor devices used in a power electronics like SCR, DIAC, TRAC. Thank you.